Hello sweet team, welcome back to my channel. This is Sweet Achille. I am so excited to see you all today and I hope everyone is doing wonderfully well. I'll be sharing a jollof rice made with herring recipe. It is my mother-in-law's recipe and I'm wearing her favorite color today. This recipe is inspired by her because anytime we land in Ghana, that is the one recipe that I wanted from her because she made it best. I'm going to try my best to replicate it to the best of my ability.
So I have some rice. I'm using 1 scallion, these sweet peppers for garnishing, 2 medium onions, garlic, ginger, a canned tomatoes, my homemade tomato sauce, some shrimp seasoning, shrimp powder, 2 bay leaves, salt to taste, and I also have 2 cubes of my homemade tomato paste and 1 spice blend cube. I'll caramelize one of the onions to intensify my flavor because I don't have any stock to this recipe, so the caramelized onions will make it taste really good. Then I'll chop up the other onion, add 1 habanero pepper, which I forgot to mention, my garlic and the spice blend cube. To that I'm going to add the caramelized onions and go ahead and blend it. Now while that's going on, I'm going to add my tomato paste so that they can start dissolving because they just came out of the freezer, and then I'll add my blended up ingredients, and I'm going to be cooking this for about 4 minutes. Okay, while I go ahead and blend my tomatoes. Then I'll add my bay leaves and my shrimp powder, stir it up and cook it for an additional 4 minutes. Then it will be time for me to add my blended tomatoes and the homemade one, and then add a bit of water, stir it up and let it cook on medium for about 10 minutes while I go ahead and clean my herrings. So I take all the bones, not all, as much bones as I can, and they also have the guts in there. They smoke it with the guts, and no, I do not want to be enjoying that. So once I take everything that I can, I'll wash it thoroughly. So I washed this for about 2 times, and then I'm going to go ahead and soak it to tenderize it for about 20 minutes. Then I'll use the water that I used to soak it in my stew for flavor. Okay, so once I add that, I'm gonna let it cook for about 8 minutes, and then it will be time for me to add my seasoning. Then some salt to taste, and the seasoning is the shrimp seasoning. Okay, so use whatever seasoning that you prefer, and I'll cook it for about 10 minutes, and oil have begun to form on top. So I'm going to add the herrings, and we're going to cook it very nice and slow for about 15 minutes. And I went ahead to skim some of the oil off, and my stew is ready. So I'm going to go ahead and wash my rice nicely, and I do so by washing it until the water runs clear. This ensures that I get as much starch off as possible. Okay. Alright, so then we're going to go ahead and add our rice to the stew. Okay, once we add the rice, we're going to add enough water just to loosen the rice and stew up, just enough, not a lot, because remember, less is more. Then we taste for salt and add a little more if we need, and this is the consistency that you want to begin with if you want single rice. Then I cover it, bring it to a boil, then I lower the heat, let it cook for about 15 minutes. Then I'll come back, stir it up, space it out so that the steam can go right through it and cook it nicely. And I check it periodically until it is done, and it is done at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and garnish it with all the nice peppers and other good stuff that I have going on right here. Not only is it gonna make the food look good, but it tastes really good. And it is done, and I'll be serving it with this homemade lemonade that the kids and I made earlier on today, and I'll upload the recipe for you all shortly. So machine konya enjoy in. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're a new subscriber, Welcome to my channel. This is Sweet Ajele. Thank you so much for subscribing. And to the Sweet team, I love you all so much. Until I see you in my next video, stay safe, keep loving each other. And guys, ke onamini ochemi sweet mahabotu. Bye y'all.